So today I painted an arch scene. I was kind of pleased with that. So I want to paint the same kind of a scene, but create a different sky. So, and we're going to do, let's see, we'll do something else a little different too. Hey buddy, how are you, Anthony? All right, so I think the first time that, on the first arch that I painted this morning, or this afternoon, this was done with amazing white. And this, so is this part down here. So the blue part you see in the ocean of that arch scene. I just painted the whole ocean. I painted the sky first. I took the tape off and painted the ocean in right over the top of the magic white, or amazing white, or whatever the heck it is. I want to do something a little bit different this time. So I'm going to, this is a canvas that I stretched myself. It's one of my earlier ones, but I can tell because it's not as tight as the new ones. But anyway, as you can see, it's on regular, like a painter's canvas, like you put on the floor. So I stretched it out, and it's on 1.5 inch stretchers. So it's got a lot of tooth. It's triple primed with gesso. So so I want to start off. I just want to instead of just starting off with magic white on there, or amazing white, or whatever the heck it is, liquid white, I think is what Bob called it. We're going to put some acrylic on here, on the ocean part, just for the heck of it, just to darken it up a little bit. So this is like a heavy body acrylic. Anthony, I don't have any VO5, but I'll make do with what I got here. But so I want to paint the arch scene, but I want to redo this. I don't really repaint the arch scene itself, but let's see. This one looks good. All right, so let's start off with that. Can you guys see okay? Can you see the canvas okay? All right. I'll look back up there in a second. So we're just gonna put this on here. There's 2 different colors of blue here that I'm using. There's a tremendous amount of tooth on this canvas. I like to paint with a lot of tooth. And I think that would be, it's going to be, I think that'll be beneficial with this arch scene. Because there's a lot of knife work for the arch itself. See a lot of knife work like that. It makes me think of Wilson. He does a lot of paintings with just knives. I don't do that much painting with just knives, but he does. He knows what he's doing. He's a good guy. Alright, just kind of smooth this out. When I get done, I'll dry this with a heat gun, so we don't have to wait for it to dry. You can use a hairdryer if you don't have a heat gun. This part here can be as dark as we want, because you watch me paint throughout this painting, you'll see me paint with both hands at different times, because I'm more or less ambidextrous. Alright, I'm just going to put a little bit on the side of the canvas here. Just darken it up. Same thing on this side. Alright. Alright, that's good enough for that. I won't have to spend a lot of time on that. So the next thing we'll do is we'll put, after we put on our gloves, is put on some liquid white. So we'll do that here in just a second. Give me just a moment, guys. you have any questions in there, just type them in. You're close enough I can look over and see the camera. But once I start painting, I don't know that I won't get distracted by full-time painting. These are 9mm nitrite gloves. I don't know if you... first time I saw somebody paint with these was Wildford Games. If you haven't seen them on YouTube, I have found that it keeps my hands a lot cleaner. All right, let's try this out. Won't take long. So Anthony, how's your day going? You guys are out there. Speak up so I know you're there. I can see there's 3 people there. I only know Anthony is out there. We've kind of left this color variable. And that's fine. Alright, that'll do it for now. Let's not lay the heat gun down on that. There we go. Alright, so let's put some liquid white on here. I'm setting a lot of fire at my second tablet here. Right. So let me turn this down. Otherwise, I'll be listening to myself talk. I don't mean to hear myself talk. God, it's enough talking as I did anyway. Well, relaxing is a good thing, Anthony. All right, let's put some liquid white on here, or amazing white, whatever it is. I use different stuff, so just whatever. And give myself a little bit more light. Does that affect your guys' viewing pleasure there at all? So I'm going in April to paint Nick Hankins again. You're down in Somerset, Kentucky. He'll be in Somerset. Nick is a good friend. And he's an excellent artist. If you don't follow him on Twitch, you should. He's on the Bob Ross channel on, I think, like every 3rd or 4th Friday night. But he also has a channel of his own called Paint with Nick. Alright, so we're just evening this out, this coat out a little bit. There's plenty on there. But not too much. I just gotta make sure I don't wash my brushes in my lemonade. I'd written my nails first. You guys see that okay, Anthony? For those of you else who have joined the channel, hello, welcome, say hello. Be glad to know you. Alright, so I'm going to paint art scene here. Unlike Bob Ross, I don't paint paintings 3 times in a row. So let's see what we need to do here. Let's start off. Alright, so I've got an arch that's going to come in like It's gonna come like that, kind of unevenly. Like so, we want to put the sun somewhere in here. So let's start off with. Let's just start off with some. Indian yellow. We'll just blend this out, blend it out, blend it out. Let's come back a little bit more of that. And there I go with my other hand. I won't lie to you, it comes in handy being able to paint with two hands. Let's run this up in the sky a little bit. Any red on the palette? No. Any alizarin crimson in the palette? No. Alright, so we're going to add some alizarin crimson to this. Just a little bit. Not a lot, not a lot. But a bit. Don't bother cleaning my brush out. I'm going to start up just a little bit above this yellow, and then we'll come back toward it. Just using an X stroke. And a lot of this will get covered up. And we'll blend it all. After we get all the colors on the palette, we'll. All right, so let's add a little bit of. I'm not sure what this color is. I transferred some colors to my palette from my old palette, so I'm not sure. It's brown. That's not what I want. All right, so let's get some. We're gonna put a little phthalo blue in the sky. Just a bit. Just a bit. The reason I wanted to repaint this arch scene, or try to paint it, it's not going to be the same arch, of course, but alright, so again, I won't clean my brush. We'll just go out here. We're going to go to the corner first. I want to come back and do that again, a little dark on the corners. And then let's clean the brush, and then we'll blend it all together. I wanted to put a different sky behind that arch. Just to see, or behind an arch over the ocean, just to see how much difference. I like to see what colors do to the rest of everything else. I'll switch to the 2-inch brush. I'm just going to blend these colors together. We'll start with the yellow and the red. It's crimson, not red. I'm sorry. And then we'll kind of mix up into this blue. That's good. So you'll see we've got kind of like in this pink part, got kind of like some cloud motions. So we'll add some clouds in there too. I'm going to get that back on the brush. Let's clean this out. I'm gonna do another arch on this one, Anthony. It's all knife work pretty much. Well, I'll outline it with the filbert, and then I'll go back and brush it out. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to 1-inch brush here. Just blend this some more. I'll pick up a lot of this blue. Blend it, blend it, blend it. All right, I'm kind of happy with that. Let me ease back. There we go, that's better. So let's put a little bit more of this yellow in here. Maybe a little bit over here on this edge. Maybe just a little bit like right there. There we go. All right, now we're ready for some clouds. Feel free to share this out if you want to. Or share it with everybody you know. I don't mind. Anthony, I actually shared one of yours over onto the landscape thing, onto the landscape paintings, and they said they couldn't post it because they didn't have something saying that I could from you. So sorry, buddy. Share it everywhere I can. Anthony's become quite famous. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. I need to I want to put the clouds up here, but we want to also make sure that we get the sun in the right place, because the sun's going to have a bearing on the arch itself. So, I might need some more titanium white before I get done. Let's see what we got. All right, so we're just going to pop some clouds up in here. Let me add just a little bit of pink to them. Just a little bit. I want to get. So I got the brush is full, as you can see. We're just going to kind of. We're just kind of following along the ridge of this, but I'm going to cut across it right here. And I think I want this cloud to be a little puffier. Here we go. All right. All right. So let's blend this cloud before we start with the rest. So we're just going to blend the bottom. I'm not going to touch the top. We're going to stay away from the top. Just kind of fluff them up. All right. So these are going to act as partial backdrop to the arch as it comes over. Let's see. Let's start on the top of this one. I'll show you a little trick here. It's kind of interesting. You can kind of thicken up on your paint for your cloud, like that. I'll just kind of thread it across. All right, so now, let me clean this brush, I'll show you. All right, so you can see right here, I hope. I can't really zoom this in, so I'll move this closer to you. See there that there's quite a bit of paint there in those clouds to make that top. So before we blend it, we'll just go in here with this knife. Just kind of, the color's in the canvas, so we're just going to kind of scrape some of that up. Like that. So we pick up that much paint off of the mat, off of the canvas. Then we'll come back and blend it. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Three hairs and some airs, that's what I would say. All right, we're going to come over here on this side again. Right here, we're going to put in another cloud. I think a big old cloud right here. And again, we're kind of attracted to the blue here. That's okay. We'll actually use that to our advantage in a second. So, got a happy little accident, but it's okay. I'll show you what we're going to do. So, it doesn't actually show up on the monitor too well, but we picked up a little blue right here in this color. So we're just going to scrub this. We're just going to blend this down. And puff it up, puff it up, puff it up. It gives a little more body to the cloud. Alright, so that gets us ready for that. Let's put the sun in there, and then we'll move on to the... So we're going to finger paint the sun. Now, if you look saw the last arch picture, one thing that I try to do when I paint this arch is make it not symmetrical, because you're not going to see too much symmetric arches like that. Alright, so let's put the sun in there. So I'm just going to get some paint on my finger, on my glove actually. Just kind of get it going here on the map. And let's see, we're just going to it's going to kind of be toward this way a little bit more. So let's put the sun about right here. We didn't get enough color in there, but it's getting started. All right, let's do it again. I want it to be kind of a hazy sun, so I'm going to rub it out there pretty good. And I'm actually hoping I can bring the arch over that a little bit. Alright, so let's paint the ocean next before we start digging into the arch. Get off tape. While we have this little bit of a lull, I'll clean my gloves off with some baby wipes. Alright, so we'll lay some color down right over the top of that. So we will. Let's see. I think we'll do that with Prussian blue. Remains to be seen, but because the first time we painted this, we painted it just with Prussian blue, so we didn't have this acrylic. We'll see how it goes. Synthetic brush is not going to cut it for that. Not my equipment around. Alright, let's see. So Prussian blue is going to be okay to go there. It's just going to be this brush. So we'll do that. Let's use a different. So we use this 1-inch brush. So I'm pulling this brush to the side. It's loaded up full of paint. Just pull it to the side. Now you might notice there's a little bit of a white line still up there. I'm not too worried about that just yet. And realize that this part right here, I'm painting on dry canvas, so I don't have any liquid white on there, and I don't have any liquid clear on there either. So I need a little bit more though. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, I dropped my brush in my cleaning thing over here. I knocked one off. All right, so let's. We'll switch brushes now to this filbert. I'm just going to come up and touch this edge up. I don't have to get too much of the inside edge, a lot, because we're going to put the arch and cover quite a bit of that up. But it's kind of like, I know it's back there, so. All right, so there we go. Started merging our ocean up here a little bit. Now, change gears for just a second and clean this brush up. I'm going to put some liquid clear down on the rest of this. Just a tad. Well, I don't know. Do I even need to do that? Probably not. I'll tell you what, let's don't. Let's just leave this dry. It's a dry canvas. We'll just go over the top of this acrylic. And then we'll come back and we'll use some white over the top. So let's kind of move across here. Kind of moving in toward the center because the arch is going to be through here. The arch I want to put in. So we just kind of add some tone here. Clean up the values a little bit, make them a little bit darker. And then we'll just darken this up just a little bit, not too much. All right, and let's just make it as even. All right, gang, what do you think? Sonny? Hello, Sonny. All right, so I can see on the monitor over there, it looks like what you guys are looking at. It's kind of dark there on the ocean, but that's okay. We're fixing to lighten it up just a bit. I'm going to lighten it some more in a little bit. Okay, so let's just blend this just a little bit. Let's blend this just a little bit. Make this water nice and soft before we put the water lines on it. Alright, so before we start putting the arch in, let's put some water line. No, let's put the arch in first. Let's do that first. Alright, so the main thing in putting the arch in is I don't want to create a symmetrical structure here. I want it to be not symmetrical. So I'm gonna make it really dark. It's gonna be. We're gonna start off with Midnight Black, and I'm gonna put this on with a filbert. I want to try to guide where the thing's gonna be. So, all right. So I want to start on. I guess I'll start on this side. So let's start on this side. Oh, we ruined it now. All right. So let's see. I'm thinking of paint right here because I want to go over the sun like that. All right, so that covers the top. Now I want to make the second part of it. So let's have this come up like this, and then in a little bit like that. And then up. We're just laying in some color right now. This is not. So we're just kind of. Laying in a mountain. It's kind of like laying in a mountain. I'm not too worried about color blending just yet. All right. So I want to darken up a couple of these edges with this filbert. All right. So there we've got a general shape. Now. Let me take a moment. All right, this part here is too curvy, so let's make it come out like that, and then back around, and then out like this some more, like that. Let's put let's put a hump right here, like that, like that. Maybe another one like right out here. Kind of slide into that cloud there. We'll just lay the rest of this color down with this brush for the moment. All right. Now, we'll switch brushes. So let's go to the 1-inch brush. It'll be fine. So we're just going to close up this color on the side. And I got a teeny little bit of ocean right there, but I probably can't even get a water line on it, so we'll just kind of move this out like that. There we go. Now I haven't got enough Midnight Black to do the rest of it. Anthony never runs out of paint when he's painting. All right, so let's get some more on here. Now, if you're familiar with Midnight Black, it's got some blue in it. It's more purple than it's black sometimes, so we're gonna Be interesting to see how it interacts up here with this yellow when we get up in here. And all we're doing right here is blocking this in. We're just laying in the color. Just laying in the color. All right. So that's our arch. With the arch in place, what do you think? You guys want to put a couple islands in there, maybe? Y'all take a moment and vote on that one. My cat's looking for me. All right. Well, we got a little bit of black here, so let's stick an island or two out there before we start laying into the water lines. So let's switch this small knife. I'm gonna get a bead of paint on there. We'll just put this thing. Well, let's have a little bit, like we did on the last one, let's have a little bit of a thing going this way, maybe. Now, this is going to be different than the last one because this canvas has so much more tooth than an economy canvas. It's the canvas I made myself. I stretched it myself. I cut it myself, so it's got a bunch of tooth. The good thing is that'll look pretty good anyway. All right, so let's put the sun's over there, so let's put an island out here this way. Maybe like that. Just kind of scrub it in there. Then on this side, let's bring this side, sweep it down like that. Maybe a curve. So let's take it like this. Just make it a little bit of a curve like that. Yeah, like that. All right. So now we know where the sun is. We know where the structures are. Now let's work on it. Let's do some knife work. All right. So here's what we're going to use. We're going to. Here's the order we're going to lay this down. We're going to start off with, we're going to start off with Van Dyke Brown. We'll follow that up with some dark sienna. After we do that, we will switch to dark sienna and some light colors. So we'll either switch to dark sienna and yellow ochre, or we'll switch to dark sienna and white. But we'll cover them both before we finish. All right, so let's start off with, let's just get some brown on here. Cat said yeah. Yeah, Cat said yeah. That cat, he's something else. He thinks he's a dog. All right, so let's see. Let's just kind of start up there in the middle. So we want to make sure this knife is above the rim, so that we get it on the rim like that. Be sure when you're using the knife that you don't put your finger up here like that, because you're just going to create butter. Keep it like this. So we'll just keep going back, picking up more. Now, I don't know if you guys can actually see it as it's going on, because it's still kind of dark, but it'll start showing up here. You know, I said I was going to do dark sienna next, but I think I will do think about that. Maybe, I wonder. So I didn't load my knife very evenly that time, but I will this time. So as we lay this on, we're just kind of laying out the architecture of the rocks and how the sun's going to land on it. And I'm going to need some more of this brown. Let me turn this though. Can you guys see? If I turn that, can you see that layer of paint at all? I don't know if you can or not. Let me get some more brown. I tend to squeeze out a goodly amount of paint as I go because my palette doesn't sit idle very long. Alright, so I'm going to move this where maybe you guys can see. So we're just going to go to this island here. We're going to lay some of this brown in here. And some down here. It's almost the same color as the black, but not quite. But it'll give it a little pizzazz here when we get going with some of these other colors. Now, I'm going to take, right along the bottom of this arch, I want to kind of put a little bit of this in here, because eventually we're going to darken that further. All right. Okay. Looking like a rock hit. I hope so. It's hard to see. I know it's hard to see when it's dark like that, but we're getting ready to change colors, so it'll look better here in a second. All right, let's get some more digged up. All right, so we're going to use some dark sienna this time. It's kind of a shade up, but you might be able to see it a little better. So again, we're just going to let the canvas take what it wants as we go. The more colors we can bring in here, the nicer this rock will look. Right over here, we're going to kind of pull this straight down and make it kind of cliffy looking like. Here we go. So I'll pull this out a little bit where you guys can see it. It was very light touch, very light touch. knifing these islands just a little bit. Knifing this side stuff here just a little bit, like that. All right, we got some of this. Let's put a little bit more right here. Let me turn that around the other way, like this. All right. Now we can start brightening it up a little bit. All right, so let's put a little bit more dark sienna here on the palette. We'll pull it off to the side though, and let's go with some yellow ochre. I got some over there on the palette still from last painting, but I'll put some over here now. All right. What did I do here? Drag my hand over something. All right. All right, so let's flatten this. Let's pick up some of this yellow ochre and mix it with this. See what that looks like. Let's kind of let it. You can see it's kind of mixed together. Can you see that? You can see that okay? It's hard for me because I'm looking right back in the light, so I can't see what you're seeing. All right. This is where it all starts to pay off. So like right in here. All right, I'm going to darken that color just a little bit as we move down the rock. As we move down into this part, I want it to be a little bit darker. Because it's not quite picking up quite as much of that, right? Let's mix up a little bit more of that color. Now right here on the edge, we're going to add just a little bit of white. Just to kind of perk that up a little bit. We'll come back and do some of that on this rock too. All right, skin. So thankful for you guys sitting in. It's nice you spend your time with me. Sure you got more things to do on a weekday than this. All right, a little bit more of that. All right, so let's bring this up a little bit. And we're still going to put one more coat of color on here, at least one more color. But let's kind of get this laid in here. Let's take a break. All right. There we go. All right, so this is good for you to see. I have a happy accident here on my canvas. If you look right there, Eventually my camera will catch up over here. We got a black, well, evidently I dragged my hand across the thing. So let's fix that really quick. Let's get some red black though. So we're going to take the rock here and spread it out. There we go. And now the rock is a bit leany on the side. It looks like a place where you can climb up and jump off. All right. All right, back to back to what we were doing. Okay, now with that laid in there, can you move to the right a little bit? Can like let's see, maybe. You're gonna wait for it to catch up now. I'm gonna sit still here for a minute and wait for this to catch up. There we go. Oh. Yes, honey, it's oils. It's oils. I'm an oils guy. All right, so we got enough dark color laid down in here, I think. So let's clean the palette up a little bit. Set that off to the side. Use it on the next painting. Pick that up a little bit. All right, so let's take this color that we mixed up earlier, that we've been using. Let's add some brightness to this a little bit. It's thick, it's thick. All right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Now, believe it or not, next we're going to go to a darker color again. All right, so I need a little bit more titanium white here. The tube is just about empty. All right. Now we're trying to keep these colors mixed, even though we're kind of highlighting like that. We don't want to get it too bright. Okay, let's see, we need a little bit more right in here. There we go. All right. Okay, we're on the closing stretch here. All right. what we want to do here is, this is lamp black. If you ever use lamp black, it's really, really black. So it will overpower everything else that any other color that you have. So you want to apply it sparingly. So I've got a small roll of it here on the knife. We're just going to come in here initially. We're just going to come in here and put a little bit of black in here on this rock. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's a lot blacker than the original color we put on, so it'll create a deeper shadow. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Don't get carried away, because it'll eat you up. Ooh, speaking of that, I got too much on a knife. Here we go. All right. But you'll see that this adds some shadows in here that we didn't have before. This will really help. And break the rocks up a little bit. There we go. All right. Now, last thing, well, not the last thing. Last thing we're going to do with this, I'm going to put some more back on the knife. It's too much again. It's still kind of too much, but we'll use it. We're just going to come in here along this edge. We're going to use this just to shelter this dark edge up a little bit. Like that. Alright, let's take a little bit of that black and put it out here on this island. A little bit more over here. Over there. Okay. Alright. Let's put, with that done, let's go back to the ocean now that we know where everything is. We'll start off out here on the horizon, laying in some water lines. So we're just kind of putting this on here, making a roll, bringing the knife in fairly even, and just pushing down. And I'm just kind of moving it around randomly now because I don't want too much symmetry in this. I think we'll put one like right out here though. In this little piece of ocean. We'll come back and do some more with those in a second. Some around this island. All right, let's blend that out. See how we like that. So I use a fan brush to blend this. Now, if you're blending with the fan brush, the thing when you're blending out these water lines, the thing to realize is that you're picking up paint on your fan brush, so you need to pick it up and wipe it out every so often. If you want to flatten, then turn your fan brush this away. If you want to just kind of blend them, just pull it like this. Pull it straight across like that. Like this one, I'm going to move it around a little bit. There we go. I'll move this one around a little bit too. And this one. Keep that one relatively straight. This one relatively straight. I'm going to scoot up close to this thing and pull a little bit of that darker color out to create a little bit of a reflection there. All right, we're getting there. Let's throw a couple birds up in the sky. Call it a day, shall we? All right, now let me find it. Script liner that I like. All right. All right, so we just put in a couple of birds. I only did it, clean my brush and eliminate. All right, great. All right, let's see. Hang on, let me take a step back and look. All right, let's do a little bit more touching on this arch. Pick up some of this. Touch up this edge a little bit. This area here kind of wanted to be dark right in that spot. All right. And with that, I think I'm done. Okay, well, I think that's it, guys. All right, well, let's see. You know what? Let me pull this out just a little bit. Let me look at that. Could put a little bit of a water line like right here, like right there. Let's just and what might be cool to do with this is paint an arch like that. But have it be on stormy sea. So that'd be pretty good. All right, guys. Well, listen, that's a wrap. Thank you for spending your afternoon time with me. You got to see a little bit about how I go about it. Keep watching Anthony. He inspires me, and I'll see you guys on the next video.